If you're over 60 and you think that weird, jittery feeling in your legs at night is just an annoyance, let me stop you right there. This is not harmless. That crawling, tingling, or electric sensation that keeps your legs moving when you're trying to sleep, that could be your body's way of waving a red flag. And ignoring it? That's a mistake too many people make until it's too late. Because here's the truth no one wants to say out loud: Restless Legs Syndrome, or RLS, doesn't just steal your sleep. It slowly destroys your health from the inside out. Every single night your body fails to get deep, uninterrupted sleep, it misses a critical chance to repair your brain, your heart, and your muscles. Your immune system weakens. Your blood pressure creeps up. Your memory gets foggy. And your risk of stroke and heart disease starts climbing, quietly but steadily. According to the Journal of the American Heart Association, people with untreated RLS are significantly more likely to develop cardiovascular problems over time. We're talking about a condition that could shave years off your life, and it all starts with your legs twitching at night. I've seen patients go from active and independent to exhausted and dependent, all because they didn't take RLS seriously. They thought it was just about losing sleep. But what they were really losing was strength, balance, brain clarity, even joy. And I don't want that for you. The worst part? This condition creeps in slowly. At first, it's just a little discomfort when you lie down. You shrug it off. But then, night after night, your brain stays wired. Your nerves stay irritated. Your body stays inflamed. And before you know it, you're aging faster than you should. But here's the good news: there's a way to fight back. And no, it doesn't start with popping pills. It starts with understanding what your body is really asking for. Because RLS is often a sign that something's missing, or something's off, in your daily routine, your nutrition, your stress, or your sleep environment. That's what this video is about. Not just surviving your restless legs, but healing them naturally, safely, and based on real science. I'm going to show you the steps I've shared with my own patients. Steps backed by solid research from places like the Mayo Clinic, Harvard, and UC Health. These methods work. But they only work if you take action now, before the damage gets worse. So, stay with me. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the habits that could literally change your nights and your life. We'll start with something that sounds simple but is absolutely essential: your sleep routine. And I'll tell you why most people are getting it completely wrong. Let me ask you something honest. When was the last time you went to bed and actually felt rested in the morning? Not just closed your eyes and made it through the night, but really, deeply rested? Because here's what most people don't realize: with restless leg syndrome, the damage isn't just happening while you're awake and pacing the floor. It's happening in the quiet hours when your body should be in repair mode, but can't, because your sleep is fragmented, shallow, and broken. One of the most powerful ways to reduce RLS symptoms is also one of the simplest, but people almost always overlook it. And that is setting a rock-solid sleep routine. Now I know, that probably sounds like something out of a wellness magazine. But we're not talking fluff here. This is real. The Mayo Clinic has consistently emphasized that keeping a consistent bedtime and wake-up time is one of the key first steps in managing neurological disorders like RLS. Why? Because your nervous system thrives on rhythm. When you go to bed at random hours, when you scroll your phone under the covers, or fall asleep in front of the TV, you're sending mixed signals to your brain. And in someone with RLS, those mixed signals become electrical chaos. I want you to picture your brain like a command center. Every night, it needs to know exactly when to dim the lights, lower your body temperature, calm your muscles, and start sending those healing hormones throughout your system. But if you're going to bed at 10 one night and midnight the next, it's like asking a pilot to fly without instruments. Your system gets confused. And when it's confused, it doesn't shut down cleanly. That's when the twitching starts. I've had patients tell me, "Doc, I tried everything, magnesium, iron, stretching, but nothing worked." And my first question is always, "What time are you going to bed?" Almost always, the answer is different every night. So that's where we begin. Set a fixed bedtime. I'm talking same time, every single night. Even weekends. Especially weekends. And just as importantly, set a fixed wake-up time, too. It might feel strict at first, but your brain will thank you. Within a week or two, many people report that their legs settle down much faster once their body learns when to shift gears. But that's not all. Your sleeping environment plays a bigger role than you think. Keep the room cool. Not cold, just enough to tell your body it's time to power down. Harvard sleep researchers recommend somewhere between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal sleep. That's the range where your body's core temp starts to dip and melatonin, the sleep hormone, starts flowing. And don't overlook noise. Even low-level sound, like a TV in the background or a phone vibrating, can jolt your nervous system back into alert mode. You want quiet. If you live near traffic, consider a white noise machine or fan. And make your bedroom a sacred, restful space. No bills on the nightstand. No bright alarm clock blinking in your face. No news playing in the background. Just rest. Some of this might sound basic, but I can't tell you how many people try expensive supplements and therapies while skipping over the most fundamental thing your brain and legs are crying out for: predictable, deep, restful sleep. And if you've had years of disrupted nights, your body is starving for it. So please, before you move on to pills or gadgets, start here. Lock in your sleep schedule. Build a sleep environment that actually supports healing. Your nervous system is listening. And when you do this right, it will start to calm down. Now, once we've got your sleep routine on track, the next step is about movement, but not just any kind of movement. I'm going to explain why certain types of exercise help soothe your legs, and why others can make your symptoms much worse. Let's dig into that next. Now let's talk about something that everyone assumes is always good for you: exercise. You hear it everywhere: just move more. And yes, for most people, getting active is a fantastic way to stay healthy. But if you're dealing with restless leg syndrome, how and when you move can mean the difference between a peaceful night and a night full of kicking, twitching, and frustration. So here's the deal: exercise helps RLS, but only when done right. And trust me, I've seen way too many people go about it the wrong way. You see, RLS is tied deeply to your nervous system. And your nerves, especially the ones in your legs, respond to stimulation like a kid on too much sugar. The wrong kind of movement, especially too late in the day, can rev up your nervous system rather than calm it. I've had patients who were going to the gym at 8 p.m., lifting weights, running on treadmills, and wondering why their legs wouldn't stop buzzing when they got into bed. That's not bad luck. That's basic biology. Here's what we know from research done by UC Health and confirmed by UPMC and Verywell Health. Moderate, consistent movement during the day helps regulate dopamine, the brain chemical that plays a central role in RLS. But overdoing it? Or doing it too close to bedtime? That actually stresses your system out. So what works best? Think gentle. Think steady. Think early in the day. Walking is wonderful. Not speed walking like you're in a race, just a nice, even-paced walk outside. Let the sun hit your skin. Let your joints move naturally. Let your blood flow. If walking's not your thing, swimming is another excellent option. The water supports your body and reduces pressure on your joints while still letting you stay active. And yoga? It's a game changer for many people with RLS. Not only does it stretch the muscles and improve circulation, but it helps relax the nervous system through breath work and slow movement. I once had a retired nurse in her 70s tell me she was doing 45-minute YouTube HIIT workouts every evening, thinking she was doing her heart a favor. Her legs were going wild every night. We scaled it back to morning walks and gentle yoga before bed, and within a week, she told me, I forgot what it was like to fall asleep without fighting my own legs. That's how powerful the right kind of movement can be. And here's something you probably haven't considered: stretching. Just simple, slow stretching before bed can calm your legs down almost like a natural sedative. You don't have to be flexible. You just have to breathe through it. Calf stretches. Hamstring stretches. Gentle ankle rolls. These small movements tell your nervous system, it's okay now. Time to rest. But you've got to be consistent. Doing it once in a while won't cut it. Your body needs to know what to expect. And when it does, it starts to relax earlier and more deeply. So, if you're struggling with restless legs, don't quit moving, but be smart about it. Think slow, soothing, and early in the day. Avoid high-intensity workouts in the late evening. And if your legs feel jittery right before bed, try some light stretching instead of just lying there suffering. This is about training your body to feel safe again. And when your body feels safe, it stops sending those chaotic signals to your legs at night. Now, let's say you're already doing all that. Sleeping better. Exercising smart. But your legs are still bothering you. What else can you do, in the moment, to shut down that awful, creeping sensation? The answer might be waiting in your bathroom cabinet or freezer drawer. In the next section, I'll walk you through something surprisingly simple, something your grandma probably used for sore muscles, that's now backed by solid science as a tool to calm RLS. Let's keep going. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. You're tossing and turning. Your legs won't stop twitching. It feels like there's a little motor running under your skin. You try to lie still, but your legs seem to have a mind of their own. You get up. Pace. Sit back down. Try again. And again. It's exhausting. This is what life is like for so many people dealing with restless leg syndrome. And when I tell my patients, have you tried a warm compress or a cold pack on your legs? They usually raise an eyebrow. Like, really, doc? That's it? But yes. Really. That's it. And here's the surprising part, it works. Not just in a maybe this will help a little kind of way. No. This is real, measurable relief. And the science backs it up. According to the Sleep Foundation and supported by research from UC Health and the Center for Vein Restoration, applying a warm or cold compress to the legs can actually interrupt the nerve signals that cause those unpleasant crawling, tingling, or buzzing sensations. It's like flipping a switch in your nervous system, telling your brain, hey, focus on this temperature change instead of whatever nonsense is happening down there. Let me break it down in simple terms. When you apply warmth, say, with a heating pad or a warm towel, it increases blood flow. That extra circulation can help relax tight muscles and soothe irritated nerves. This is especially helpful for people whose RLS gets worse in cold weather or when they're stressed. Heat acts like a gentle signal to your body, relax, everything is okay. Now on the flip side, cold therapy works a little differently. Cold numbs. It desensitizes. If heat is a lullaby, cold is more like pressing pause. A cold compress slows down the nerve activity in your legs, calming the overactive signals that drive you crazy at night. And for some people, alternating between hot and cold, the classic contrast therapy, works like magic. It confuses the sensory nerves just enough to stop the RLS in its tracks. I had one patient, a retired teacher, who swore by a rice sock she kept in the microwave. She'd warm it up just before bed, lay it over her calves, and read a chapter from her favorite book. She called it her nightly ritual. Her husband joked that the sock worked better than the sleeping pills she used to take. And you know what? In her case, he was right. Another patient of mine kept a gel ice pack in her freezer. When her legs flared up at night, she'd wrap it in a towel and place it behind her knees for 5 minutes. That little trick brought her enough relief to fall asleep. No pills. No side effects. Just cold, quiet comfort. Of course, this isn't a cure. But it's one of the most effective ways to manage RLS symptoms in real time. It's non-invasive, safe, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home without needing a prescription or a pharmacy trip. The key is to experiment. Some people respond better to heat. Others swear by cold. And many find that switching between the two, just a few minutes of warm, then a few minutes of cool, helps reset their legs before bedtime. Oh, and a quick safety tip here: if you're using a heating pad, please don't fall asleep with it on. Set a timer or use a model that shuts off automatically. And always wrap cold packs in a towel, never place them directly on your skin to avoid frostbite. Think of this as part of your evening wind down. While the world is slowing down, you're sending a clear message to your body and your brain: it's time to rest. And sometimes, that message is delivered most effectively not through words or pills, but through simple, steady temperature. All right, now we've tackled sleep, movement, and thermal therapy. But there's another huge piece of this puzzle: your mind. Because if you've ever noticed your legs get worse when you're stressed, angry, or anxious, you're not imagining things. There's a very real connection between your emotional state and your restless legs. And ignoring it can make everything worse. So in the next section, we'll explore how calming your mind can directly calm your body. Think of it as nervous system first aid. Ready? Let's keep going. Let me tell you something that surprises a lot of people. When it comes to restless leg syndrome, your brain plays just as big a role as your legs. I know, RLS feels like a leg problem. But so much of it actually starts up here, in your head. Or more specifically, in your nervous system. Because when you're anxious, frustrated, worried, or even just overstimulated, your nervous system goes into overdrive. It's like the lights are on full blast all over your body. And those buzzing, crawling, twitchy leg sensations? They thrive in that environment. I've seen it again and again. A patient tells me their legs were okay for weeks. Then suddenly, bam, 3 nights in a row, they couldn't sleep. And when I ask, what else was going on in your life this week, they pause. Then they say, well, I was dealing with a lot of stress. Maybe it was a family issue, a health scare, financial worries, or even just the pressure of being the caretaker for a spouse. Whatever the cause, the result was the same: their RLS came roaring back. This is why relaxation techniques are not just nice extras for managing RLS. They are essential. They directly help reset your nervous system, taking you from fight or flight mode into rest and recover mode. And that's exactly the state your legs need to settle down at night. So, what works? Well, first, deep breathing. And I'm not talking about complicated yoga stuff here. I mean simple, slow breaths: in through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and out through your mouth. Do that 10 times, slowly. What you're doing is signaling your brain, it's safe now. You can stop panicking. And when the brain calms down, the legs often follow. Then there's progressive muscle relaxation. Ever heard of it? It's when you slowly tense and then release different parts of your body, one at a time. You might start at your feet, squeeze the muscles tight, hold for a few seconds, then let go. Then move to your calves. Then your thighs. It only takes a few minutes, and it gives your mind something to focus on besides the discomfort. I've had patients say this one technique cut their bedtime struggles in half. Meditation is another great tool. And no, You don't need to sit cross-legged on a cushion with incense burning. It can be as simple as sitting quietly for 5 minutes and focusing on your breath. There are even free apps that guide you through it. No pressure, no performance, just calm. Some of my patients use apps like Calm or Headspace, but even just playing nature sounds and breathing deeply does the trick. One retired nurse I work with told me she started keeping a worry journal. Every night before bed, she'd write down anything that was bothering her. She said it was like taking out the mental trash before sleep. And guess what? Her legs calmed down too. Because it turns out, when your brain is racing, your legs race with it. And let me say this clearly, this isn't just in your head. The link between stress and RLS is real, and it's documented. A 2021 study published in Frontiers in Neurology found that individuals with higher stress levels had significantly more severe RLS symptoms. The researchers even suggested that targeting emotional health might be just as important as treating the physical side. In other words, when your mind finds peace, your body follows. And for many people, that's the missing piece of the puzzle. So if you've been doing everything right, eating well, stretching, avoiding caffeine, but you're still lying awake at 2 a.m. with dancing legs, maybe it's time to look inward. What are you holding on to? What thoughts are keeping your nervous system on edge? Try giving yourself permission to unwind. Build a wind-down routine that includes calm, not just physical rest, but emotional rest. Maybe it's soft music. Maybe it's a warm bath. Maybe it's writing down what you're grateful for. Whatever helps your brain go, that's the medicine your legs might need most. Alright, so now we've tackled stress. But you know what's just as sneaky as anxiety when it comes to aggravating RLS? Stimulants, those seemingly innocent things we sip, puff, or nibble on during the day, without realizing they're setting us up for a restless night. Coming up in the next section, I'll explain why even your beloved evening cup of tea or that little bit of chocolate after dinner might be part of the problem. Stick around, this one might surprise you. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a night where your legs just wouldn't quit moving, even though you didn't do anything wrong? No caffeine after dinner. No workouts late at night. No stress that you can think of. And still, the twitching started as soon as your head hit the pillow. Well, here's the thing. A lot of my older patients come in frustrated because they think they've eliminated all the obvious triggers for their restless legs. But they don't realize that some of the sneakiest culprits are hiding in plain sight, often in what we eat, drink, or smoke without giving it a second thought. Take caffeine, for example. Most people know coffee is a stimulant. But did you know it stays in your system for hours, and I mean 6 to 8 hours? So that 3 p.m. cup of coffee that helped you get through the afternoon slump? It might still be in your bloodstream at bedtime. And if you're sensitive to it, and many older adults are, that could be all it takes to kick off a restless night. And it's not just coffee. Caffeine hides in places you might not expect: black and green tea, energy drinks, colas, even chocolate. Yes, that little square of dark chocolate after dinner might be enough to get your nervous system buzzing. Then there's alcohol. Now, I get it, many people think a glass of wine before bed helps them relax. And in the short term, it might. But alcohol interferes with your sleep architecture. It fragments your sleep and increases arousals during the night. For people with RLS, it can actually intensify leg symptoms, especially in the second half of the night when your body's trying to get into deep, restorative sleep. I once had a patient, a retired jazz musician, who swore his evening brandy helped him sleep better. But his RLS kept getting worse. We had a heart-to-heart, and he agreed to cut out the brandy for a few nights. To his surprise, the twitching lessened. He was shocked. "I thought that was my wind-down drink," he said. Turns out, it was winding his legs up instead. Now, let's talk about nicotine. If you smoke, vape, or use tobacco in any form, you're introducing another stimulant to your system. Nicotine stimulates your central nervous system and constricts blood vessels, two things you absolutely don't want when you're trying to calm your body and improve circulation in the legs. And unfortunately, some older adults start smoking more when they're stressed or lonely, not realizing it might be fueling their restless nights. I know it's not always easy to give these things up, especially when they're part of your routine. But here's what I tell my patients: try reducing one stimulant at a time. Start by cutting back on caffeine after lunch. See what happens. Then look at alcohol. Try going a few nights without it. You don't have to do everything at once. But if you start tracking your symptoms, you might be surprised how much better your legs behave when your system is clean and calm. And here's a little science to back this up. A review published in Sleep Medicine Reviews found that caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine all appear to increase the frequency and intensity of RLS symptoms, especially when used in the late afternoon or evening. The researchers called them modifiable lifestyle factors, which is a fancy way of saying you actually have control here. You don't need a prescription. Just a few smart changes. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about stacking the odds in your favor. Every little tweak helps create a nighttime environment where your body and your legs can truly rest. Now that we've cleared the stage of all the usual suspects, stress, stimulants, poor sleep habits, what else can we add in to soothe RLS? Believe it or not, something as simple as a leg massage might be the missing piece. Coming up next, we'll talk about stretching, massage, and circulation, why they matter more than you think, and how just 5 minutes before bed could change your night completely. There's something deeply human about touch. Whether it's a comforting hand on your shoulder or someone gently rubbing your back after a long day, the power of touch goes beyond words. And when it comes to restless legs syndrome, this power can be surprisingly therapeutic. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Doctor, a little leg massage? That's not gonna fix my restless legs. But hold on, hear me out. Because science is actually on your side here. Several studies, including one from Harvard Health, have found that gentle leg massage, especially before bedtime, can significantly reduce the frequency and intensity of RLS symptoms. Why? Because massage boosts blood flow, calms the nervous system, and releases tension from the muscles. That combination can help reduce the uncomfortable, crawling, itching sensations that make you want to kick your legs all night long. Let me tell you about a patient I had, Mary, a retired nurse in her 70s. She used to dread going to bed because she knew her legs would come alive the moment she lay down. I suggested she try a simple routine, 5 minutes of calf massage using warm lotion, followed by some basic stretches. She wasn't convinced at first. "I've tried everything," she said. But 2 weeks later, she was back in my office, smiling. "I'm sleeping," she said. "I don't know if it's the massage or the stretches or both, but something finally worked." What kind of stretches help? You don't need to become a yoga expert. Just focus on your calves, hamstrings, and thighs. A simple hamstring stretch, sitting on the edge of your bed, reaching gently toward your toes, can work wonders. So can ankle circles or rolling your foot over a tennis ball. These moves relax tight muscles, improve circulation, and send a calming signal to your nervous system that says, "Hey, it's time to settle down." And if you really want to go the extra mile, try combining stretching with heat therapy. A warm compress on the legs, followed by a few minutes of massage and light stretching, can have a powerful effect. Some people even use a warm bath as their pre-sleep ritual, letting the water relax their muscles and set the stage for sleep. The beauty of this approach is that it's gentle, safe, and completely natural. No side effects. No prescriptions. Just your own 2 hands, a little consistency, and a willingness to slow down and take care of yourself. And I'll be honest, some of my patients tell me these 5 minutes of self-care at night are the most peaceful moments of their day. If you live with a partner, they can help too. A nightly massage exchange becomes a bonding ritual, not just a treatment. One couple told me, it's the only time we slow down and connect after a busy day. And it helps both of us sleep better. Now, if your legs still act up even after all that, don't worry, we've got more tricks to come. Because sometimes, what your body is missing isn't movement, it's nutrients. Yes, your legs might be screaming not because they're tired, but because something essential is missing from your diet. Coming up next, we'll dive into what your restless legs might really be hungry for, and how getting the right vitamins and minerals into your system can help calm those nerves and give you your nights back. You know, sometimes when your legs just won't stop moving, it's not because of restless energy or stress. Sometimes, it's because your body is quietly crying out for something it's missing, a nutrient that keeps your muscles calm and nerves steady. And if you don't catch that, no matter what else you do, those twitchy, uncomfortable feelings can keep coming back night after night. One of the most common nutrients linked to restless legs syndrome is iron. Iron isn't just for preventing anemia, it's vital for how your brain and nerves communicate. When your iron levels drop too low, your nervous system can start misfiring signals, causing those creepy crawly sensations in your legs. That's why doctors often check ferritin, the storage form of iron, when you complain about RLS. But iron isn't the only player here. Research also shows that deficiencies in magnesium, vitamin B6, B12, vitamin D, and even vitamin C and E can make symptoms worse. Each of these nutrients helps calm your nervous system or support healthy muscle function. I remember talking to a gentleman, Mr. Thompson, who had suffered with RLS for years. He was exhausted, couldn't sleep, and was worried about becoming dependent on medications. When we checked his labs, his vitamin D was borderline low and magnesium wasn't great either. We started him on a gentle supplementation plan, nothing fancy, just the basics. Within a few weeks, he told me, I can finally lie down without feeling like my legs are buzzing. Now, before you rush out to buy every supplement on the shelf, there's a very important step. Talk to your healthcare provider first. Why? Because taking supplements without knowing your actual levels can be harmful. Too much iron, for example, can cause serious problems. The same goes for vitamin D or B vitamins if taken in excess. Your doctor can run simple blood tests and help you figure out exactly what your body needs. Also, keep in mind that food is your best friend when it comes to getting these nutrients naturally. Leafy greens like spinach and kale are packed with iron and magnesium. Nuts and seeds provide magnesium and vitamin E. Fatty fish, like salmon, are excellent sources of vitamin D and B12. And citrus fruits bring in vitamin C, which actually helps your body absorb iron better. Here's a little science scoop for you. A study published in the Journal of Neurology found that patients with RLS who received iron supplements showed a significant reduction in leg movements during sleep and reported better sleep quality. Another research from Nutrients Journal highlighted the role of magnesium in relaxing muscles and improving sleep in people with RLS. So, if you're battling restless legs, don't just think about medications or sleep routines, think about your plate too. Sometimes, the simple act of eating a balanced diet rich in these nutrients can be a game changer. And if you're interested, in the next part, I'll share some tasty, practical food ideas and easy recipes that naturally boost these key nutrients. Trust me, your legs, and your whole body, will thank you for it. Now that we know how important nutrients like iron, magnesium, and vitamins are for calming those restless legs, the big question is, how do we get enough of them every day? Especially if cooking feels like a chore or your appetite isn't what it used to be. The good news is, you don't need to become a gourmet chef or spend hours in the kitchen. Simple, tasty foods can do the trick, and many are super easy to prepare or even enjoy as snacks. Let's start with iron-rich foods. You might think of red meat first, and yes, it's a good source, but if you're not a fan or prefer to limit meat, don't worry. Dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are packed with iron, and when eaten with a little vitamin C, like a squeeze of lemon or some oranges on the side, your body absorbs that iron better. I love suggesting a spinach and strawberry salad with a light lemon vinaigrette. It's refreshing, easy on the stomach, and delivers iron plus vitamin C in one bowl. Next up is magnesium, the ultimate muscle relaxer. Nuts like almonds and cashews, seeds like pumpkin and sunflower, and whole grains are great sources. If you're someone who likes a simple snack, a handful of mixed nuts or seeds daily can make a difference. For breakfast, oatmeal topped with chia seeds and fresh berries is a win-win. It's warm, comforting, and magnesium-rich. Plus, it gives you fiber to keep your digestion happy. Vitamin B12 is usually found in animal products like fish, eggs, and dairy. For folks who eat these, a piece of grilled salmon or an egg breakfast can cover this need well. And for those on plant-based diets, fortified cereals or supplements might be necessary, but always check with your doctor first. Vitamin D is a bit trickier because our main source is sunlight. If getting outside is tough, fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are among the best food sources. Also, fortified milk or plant-based milk alternatives often have added vitamin D. And finally, don't forget the antioxidants like vitamins C and E that help protect nerves. Fresh fruits, nuts, and colorful veggies are your friends here. A simple smoothie made with orange juice, banana, spinach, and a handful of almonds can pack a powerful punch. Remember Mr. Thompson I mentioned earlier? He told me once, "Doc, I didn't realize eating could feel like medicine." That's the magic here. Food isn't just fuel, it can be part of your healing. If you want a quick, practical recipe to start, try this. Sauté a handful of spinach with garlic and a splash of olive oil, then toss it with cooked quinoa or brown rice and some grilled chicken or beans. It's simple, satisfying, and loaded with the nutrients your legs crave. Keep these foods as a regular part of your meals, and over time, you might notice your legs feeling less restless and your nights getting more peaceful. Coming up next, we'll explore some relaxation and mindfulness techniques that can help reduce stress, the silent trigger that often worsens RLS symptoms. Because calming your mind is just as important as caring for your body. So, after everything we've talked about, it's clear that restless leg syndrome isn't just some minor annoyance you have to put up with. It can seriously mess with your sleep, your mood, and overall quality of life. Left unchecked, it can spiral into chronic fatigue, anxiety, and even depression. But here's the good news, you don't have to rely only on medications or suffer in silence. By making simple lifestyle changes, like sticking to a consistent sleep schedule, adding gentle exercise, trying warm or cold compresses, practicing relaxation, cutting down on caffeine and alcohol, massaging and stretching your legs, paying attention to your nutrition, and even keeping your mind busy with mindful activities, you can take control of your symptoms naturally. I want you to remember this, your body is powerful, and it responds when you treat it kindly. It's not an overnight fix, but with patience and care, those restless, uncomfortable nights can turn into restful, peaceful ones. If you ever feel overwhelmed, or your symptoms get worse, don't hesitate to reach out to your healthcare provider. Sometimes, RLS might be linked to other health issues that need to be checked out. Thank you for trusting me to guide you through this. If you find this helpful, give it a thumbs up. If not, type 0 in the comments, but if it helps, let us know by typing 1. And don't forget to subscribe for more life-saving health tips. Take care of yourself and those legs, you deserve peaceful nights ahead.